You see that symbol there? If you look close enough, that symbol right there is found on the Z408 and the Z408 and the Z340 ciphers. On one of them, it's the second last symbol, but that dot that's on top where it says the city is actually on the side. Now there it is. You see the R with two pluses below it? You go over from the R, two symbols, and there it is. And then toward the bottom where it says Zodiac, the Zodiac symbol, then it says Zodiac, and then there it is again. Right next to it is the plus sign. That symbol right there. And there it is again, but the dot is on the opposite side. It's down there, it's on one side. And up here in the middle of the screen, it's on the right side. Those symbols, two symbols, were inspired by the city of New Albany sign that I showed you earlier in the video. Now this is the letter that was sent to Sherry Joe Bates' family or somebody around there. If you look closely at the M, there's a bunch of big loops. It looks more like an M and an N together. But it's a bunch of big loops. It's 1, 2, 3. 3 big loops. And right there, if you look closely, it looks like a 5-2 or 5Z where the R is E. I think that the R, this is 2 I's, and he turned the one I, capital I's, and tried to change it into a Z at the end, or an E. R, if you turn that Z looking thing upside down, it's actually an N. And if you look closely, there's a dot there. It looks like you had an I. R-I-Z. If you turn the Z upside down, it's an N. R-I-N. But he tried to change it into an E so people wouldn't notice. And here again, there's 13. One big loop, and then a smaller loop. Right there. Why would he do it that way? I think that might be an R, and then a big line down is an I, and then he had it as an N, but he put a line through it, so it'd be an H. That R is kind of crooked. It's a lowercase r. And then a big line across down is just a capital I. And then there was, if you look closely here, he almost makes an A-N, but then he puts a line through it. It's almost like he was tempted to put R-I-N, and then he put H, the line through it. That's why they're not connected. It's Robert Ivan Nichols. But yeah, those loops from the M, I believe is the bridge. It represents the bridge that is found in North New Albany. There are approximately 3 or 4 bridges, if not more, in New Albany. That's the biggest one, but there's other small bridges. Also, as you've seen in the picture there, there's a lake, a river that runs right through and around New Albany. He grew up near bodies of water, rivers and lakes. Like I said in my other video, most of the murders happened near or around water or bridges or places that are named after water, or like springs and so on. And as you see here, this is the old New Albany City Hall, or City Council Hall, Town Hall, City Hall. You see those three symbols with a little bit of spacing between them? That's the inspiration for the Z13. You see those 8s inside of a circle that the Zodiac wrote? This is what the Zodiac wrote. You see those 8s, and there's some space in between them. There's a K and an M. But there's what looks like an 8 in the circles. Those are inspired by that City Hall. The symbols on the City Hall there. There's 3 of them. And there was a little bit of space in between them. That cannot be a coincidence. It's right there. Z13. My name is... There it is. There's 3 symbols. There it is. New Albany. Sherry Joe Bates. Bates had to die. There will be more. And in the Zodiac symbol. Bates is 1. Had is 2. 2 is 3. Die is 4. There is 5. Well is 6. B is 7. More is 8. And the Zodiac symbol, the Z with the 3, is 9. 9 words or characters. Not characters, words. Along with that symbol down there. Now this is a video I found. Chandler Hotel. Now let me rewind that. Now you guys can find this video on YouTube. It is published by Duke Marshall, mini tour of downtown New Albany. That's 2020. And right above butcher, you can't really tell from here, but there's a word going across above butcher, but it's going across instead of down like butcher. Doesn't this remind you of that card with the H, and it says buy knife, and buy is gone sideways in one of them, and knife is down, or something like that. Gun, by knife, by gun. And then there's this across. The Halloween card, that's what I was talking about. By fire, by knife, and slaves across. You see all this here? He was inspired by that sign by the Chandler Hotel that now says butcher, shop, butchery. See that? By knife, sideways, by knife. But one of them is down, by knife. By fire, by gun, by rope, or all across. By knife is straight down. Now see if you can read that. It says the, right there, it says the, it's kind of blurry, and then it goes down, butcher. And then across here is some other stuff, big steaks, so on, a big key going across. That I think is one of the inspirations for that symbol, the buy knife, buy gun, paradise. That's one, and that was there, like he said. It's been there for years before this guy was even born. This guy's pretty old in his age. No offense. And like I said, he called it the Chandler Hotel. Robert Ivan Nichols changed his name to Joseph Newton Chandler. If you heard what he said that was a couple of years, quite a few years before he was born. It was called the Windsor Hotel. And then it became the Chandler Hotel, and then it became some other kind of hotel, and now it's a butcher shop. Here's another place in New Albany, Indiana, that's been open since 1939, around the time when Robert Ivan Nichols had been living there. It's called the Rookie's Cookies. If you look closely at the O's, you see it's almost an O with a little dot in the middle, or with a squirrely. And look how the R's squirrel. Look at the I's. Look at the K's. This could be a place that Robert Ivan Nichols or the Zodiac had visited. And like I said, since 1939. I think those O's might be an inspiration for some of those